We'll call the regular meeting of the Upshur County Commission to order. We'll begin with a moment of silent meditation and prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll have the reading of the minutes of the September 27, 2012 Upshur County Commission meeting.
County Commission of Upshur County, West Virginia held their regular meeting at the Courthouse Annex on Thursday, September 27, 2012 at 9 a.m. Donnie Tenney called the meeting to order. There were present Donnie Tenney, Commissioner, Creed Pletcher, Commissioner, J.C. Rafferty, Commissioner, Megan Pomeroy, Assistant County Administrator, Terry Jo Bennett, Administrative Assistant, and Jacqueline Dinklocker, Secretary. The meeting began with a moment of silent meditation and prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. All motions passed unanimously unless otherwise stated. After reading of the minutes on motion by J.C. Rafferty, second by Creed Pletcher, the Commission approved the regular meeting minutes of September 20, 2012 with amendment to paragraph 9 as follows. David Rexrode, executor of the estate of Dale Riggs, deceased, appeared before the Commission and presented a petition for an increase in the allowed commission. Robert L. Greer, counsel for Dale Riggs, Mark Riggs, Robin Simons, Gregory Riggs, Susan Airy, and Jane Riggs, presented a response to petition of David R. Rexrode, executor. Debbie Thacker Wilfong, Upshur County Clerk, provided a recommendation that the Commission direct that the matter be referred to a different fiduciary commissioner for a hearing with a written report and recommendation provided to the Commission regarding the petition presented by David R. Rexrode, executor of the estate of Dale F. Riggs, deceased. The Commission had preliminary discussion and review of this recommendation with David R. Rexrode, Robert L. Greer, and Debbie Thacker Wilfong. After that discussion and review, the Commission directed that Debbie Thacker Wilfong, clerk of the County Commission of Upshur County, West Virginia, assign this matter to a new fiduciary commissioner for a hearing. Craig Presar, West Virginia University Extension Service, Upshur County office representative, was unable to appear at 9 a.m. concerning the National 4-H Week proclamation. Mr. Presar had phoned to request to delay his presentation until later in today's meeting. After discussion on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Creed Pletcher, the Commission approved and authorized the President to sign the West Virginia Certified Development Community Program Resolution of Participation. The resolution is a pledge of support for industrial and economic development in the community through the Upshur County Development Authority. After discussion on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Creed Pletcher, the Commission approved and authorized the President to sign the renewal of the lease agreement with the West Virginia Department of Transportation, Division of Highways, lease number 0025-0749, for a right-of-way located at Tallmansfield Road, Tower location. After discussion on motion by Creed Pletcher, seconded by J.C. Rafferty, the Commission approved the agricultural pay supplement for Helen Phillips, assessor, for the completion of the farm census of 2012. Terry Jo Bennett, Administrative Assistant, presented the order of the County Commission of Upshur County, West Virginia, estate of Dale F. Riggs, deceased. After discussion, the Commission deferred action to later in the meeting until after review of the order. The Commission reviewed the following for your information items. Number 1, correspondence from Sequel Communications Holdings, LLC, Suddenlink Communications, concerning purchase and sale agreement with Nespresso Acquisition Corporation. Number 2, agendas and/or notice of meetings as listed. Number 3, meeting minutes and/or financial reports as listed. Number 4, meetings as listed. Number 5, appointments needed or upcoming as listed. After discussion, on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Creed Pletcher, the Commission approved and authorized the Commission to sign the order of the County Commission of Upshur County, West Virginia, estate of Dale F. Riggs, deceased. The order is a follow-up to the September 20, 2012 Upshur County Commission meeting discussion. Donnie Tanny provided a review of the West Virginia Associations of County meeting. The Commission recessed at 9:20 a.m. The Commission reconvened at 9:35 a.m. Craig Presar and Mavis Shiflett, West Virginia University Extension Service, Upshur County Office representatives, appeared before the Commission and presented the National 4-H Week proclamation. The purpose of the proclamation is to recognize the Youth Development Organization and designates the week of October 7 through 13, 2012 as National 4-H Week in Upshur County. After discussion, on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Creed Pletcher, the Commission approved and authorized the Commission to sign the proclamation. Mr. Presar provided an update/status report on projects and activities that the organization will be undertaking throughout the upcoming year. The Commission approved all invoices for payment. The Commission approved all vacation orders. The Commission approved the following exonerations and/or refunds as listed. The Commission canceled the schedule appointment with James Bryson Van Nostren Architect Representatives concerning review of the E911 and cost allocation, and will follow up at a future meeting. With no further business, on motion by Creed Pletcher, seconded by J.C. Rafferty, the Commission meeting adjourned at 10:30 a.m.
Any corrections or additions? Other than you need to change it from the West Virginia Association of Counties to the West Virginia County Commission Association.
Oh.
Just WVCCA.
Okay. Gotcha.
We'll get a report today for the West Virginia Association of Counties.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ahead of you.
Okay, you're just a week ahead of time. You're doing good, Jackie. So with that change, I'd ask for a motion to be approved. Read?
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, we have our first scheduled appointment is 10 o'clock with our assessor, Helen Phillips, to review property tax books. And 10:30, James Bryson Van Ostrand. We'll be meeting him at the 911 Center. And at 1 o'clock, our West Virginia Courthouse Facilities Improvement Authority Project Representatives, Courthouse Needs Assessment Review. And so while we're waiting for the 10 o'clock appointment, we have a request to use the Courthouse Plaza area for Restoring America Rally on Saturday, October 28th, 2012 from 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. That's by the Republican Executive Committee and Caden Coger.
That is Sunday. The 28th is a Sunday. And
Is that correct date?
yes, I verified that yesterday. And it starts.
Oh, I see. It says Saturday. Okay.
It starts at 2 o'clock, not 3. It starts at 2.
2, okay. 2. Okay, with that change, right date, wrong day, day corrected, time from,
And it's actually not through the Republican Executive Committee. There's a few of the members that are going to participate, but the whole Republican Executive Committee is not a participating factor in that.
okay.
Sorry.
So partial. Okay, well, other than those 3 changes, then I guess that's correct.
Other than that, it's okay.
That's good. Okay, we have an invitation to attend the 9th Annual Harvest Time in the Hills, Saturday, October 13th, 2012 at the Buckhannon Upshur Middle School from 9:30 to 6 p.m. We'd like to invite everybody out for that. I believe that's the same weekend as the Methodist Church has theirs. It's the same weekend, isn't it? So right there in Templeton. And the Literacy Volunteers of Upshur County book sale on Friday, October 26, 2012, and Saturday, October the 27th, 2012, at the Holy Rosary Catholic Church. That's for the Literacy Volunteers. And that's what I have. Terry Jo, do you have something for us? Would you like to step up to the podium and make your presentation.
I'm here today to get a road name approved, and this one is to change the name of the Barking Holler Road. I believe the commission will remember the discussion with some of the members of the Zickafoos family, and as a follow-up, they have done exactly as the commission directed them to do. We now have a total of 6 different names along that property, along that private driveway. They did go and split the property up and have recorded those deeds and had it surveyed off, and so we have 6 different property owners now, and they feel certain that of those 6 they can get 5 of the signatures that would be required, which will put them over the threshold of the 80%. So I'm here today to ask for permission they have already paid their $50 non-refundable deposit, so I have that, and if the commission will approve Grist Mill Drive, which is their first road name choice, I have no direct conflict with that whatsoever. There's nothing even remotely close to it. Then I will get this recorded, send it back to the Zickafoos family. They'll get their signatures that are required, and then we'll get that road name changed to Grist Mill Drive.
So we're approving it pending them getting the 80% signed. Is that the way that works?
Right. We have to approve the name first to secure that road name before they're required to get the petition signed by those representatives.
Okay. All right.
So, and then once it's signed, I'm not necessarily, the way it's ordered through the ordinance, I don't have to bring it back to you for any additional action.
Right.
At that point, it's up to me to make all of the necessary changes by notifying the post office, the property owners, fire departments, EMS, so on, and everybody. So this will be the only action that will be required of the commission, is today's action to approve Grist Mill Drive.
Okay, as a viable road name. We have a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Terry Jo.
Yes.
Spell it.
GRISTMILL. It's one. They wanted it as one word.
One word, Grist Mill Road.
And it's in the Palace Valley area.
Palace
That's where
Valley.
it's located.
Right.
Thank you.
The palace in the valley. Okay, well, that's all I have until our 10 o'clock. Willie, do you have anything else?
There's a County Commissioners Association is putting together a legislative committee at the meeting at Clarksburg on October 14th and 15th. That's Sunday, starting Sunday afternoon, evening, and then finishing up Monday morning concerning the regional jail funding and items associated with that. So if the commission, there's no cost to this, they just need to have an idea of how many will be attending, so they'll know what size meeting, adequate meeting.
Where's that being held, Willie?
It's going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn there as you go up.
Bridgeport.
Bridgeport, yeah, right before Walmart.
Well, I plan to attend.
I also.
All right, I'll make sure that we have an adequate notification.
Okay. Give them the full count, full body count. Okay. You gentlemen have anything else? We did have I think a very productive West Indian Association of Counties legislative meeting in Stonewall Resort, and that's the meeting where all the elected officials bring their legislative priorities together, and then that umbrella association, the West Indian Association of Counties, if there's one elected official group that opposes any of the others, then that particular group can support it, but the Association of Counties can't. Everyone has to be in total agreement before that umbrella organization of all the elected officials can support a group. And there were, I think, only two or three issues.
No controversy.
No, it was a very congenial meeting and very productive meeting. So we've set the legislative agenda for the county commission and the other elected officials.
And I believe the County Commission Association maintained its position that we do not support any legislative initiative that provides us with unfunded mandates. That's a critical
standard policy,
critical
right?
standard. It's very critical for us to offset any increased expense by reduction in some other area, so not to impose any higher cost on the public if we can avoid it.
Okay, well, we will start working on paperwork until our 10 o'clock appointment. Okay, if you want to start, Willie, down the list here, and we'll...
Let me go back to, you wanted to know about farm census.
Okay.
How long have you filled out a farm newspaper, Donnie?
Oh, a number of years.
Huh?
A number of years.
Number of years, let me find you in here. Now this is what copy of your agriculture report goes to.
The guys?
Just Douglas, so a copy of every one, this whole box.
Okay.
Copies of these all go to Gus Douglas.
And so just basically it's a pass-through from the different people claiming it.
Everybody that files for farm use, and it's also, one form for the farm statistics
You're basically serving as a collector and then passing it on
to him, for his use.
You send all the individual ones,
Yes,
and then what are they using for?
you ask Gus Douglas.
So you don't have a sense of, you don't have a compilation of them. You just send the individual, when people apply for farm use evaluation, you
Well,
send them all those copies.
well, it's a combination. It's not only for farm use. It used to be two forms. We had the farm use application and then the one for the Department of Agriculture. Now it's all combined. There's only one form to fill out. So instead of you having to fill out two, or you come in and we fill it out for you.
Well, that's so it'll be legible.
Oh. So that's what, so then we send these all to Gus Douglas, and then that's whenever I get approved that I've done our duty.
So what do they base that on, the approval? When you send those, what's their determination of saying that you've met the qualifications for doing it? In fact, you send them in?
I guess the fact that we send them in, and I would think that the number of applications would be sufficient for Upshur County.
What do you mean sufficient?
Well, I mean, a number of applications. You don't think that there's more farmers in the county than this?
You think there are more than
I
that?
said, no, do you?
Oh, there probably are, don't you?
No.
You don't think there are?
No.
You think everybody that meets the farm use evaluation signs up for it? Is that what you're saying? How many are?
Other than a few that missed it, that didn't come back in, that.
How many are there? What's your total
Last
number?
year we had 500, and I haven't counted these, they were over 500, like 527. Over 1,200 partials involved.
Well, now we know. But I thought there was some kind of a report that said, okay, Upshur County has X number of farmers, the average income in Upshur County average of all the farmers is so much, but if that's put together, Gus does it, right? I mean, I would think they would use that information for something. You'd think,
I
right?
would say probably.
There's got to be some kind of statistical report somewhere.
They probably use it
Use it
for
for.
even get federal matching funds
Yeah.
and stuff. So the more people we can sign up on farm use, the happier I'd say they are.
Yeah.
Well, the Federal Department of Agriculture probably makes some determination about funding or number of agents that they're going to assign to a particular
Well, that
district.
probably affects a lot. Maybe money coming to the soil conservation districts, the the cost sharing on things, I'd say that is pretty, so actually the more you have on farm use, probably the more money comes back to the state and the county. Okay, well, thank you for that valuable information. Now we know the rest of the story. Now go right ahead.
We've looked at the Corporation District and Warren District. Corporation, we can look down through there and see we have numbered them, so unless you would have questions right now on a specific number or what to look at, these are a little bit more legible than last time because Megan was put together most of the numbers, or all the numbers, really. So I am assuming the commission would like a similar approach to last time as, reasons for variance or whatever the case may be. Like number 18, Megan and I'm sure there's a reason for this. You guys may know right off the top of your head, but why the large difference? That was, I don't know, four or five parcels together. So I don't know if somebody's buying it for a business or.
He bought the business.
Okay. All right. And I figured it was
That
something.
included everything in the store.
Okay. I figured it was something like that.
Which, and all that other inventory would have been on industrial? Wouldn't have been on this?
Not industrial.
Commercial?
Commercial, yeah.
Commercial.
But then a lot of times when people buy a business, they don't only just buy the land and the building, they buy the contents and also they call
The
it
goodwill.
goodwill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
you've
what
got a
happened
lot
here.
more involved.
I figured it was something like that.
And that has a lot more value on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like number 23, I don't know if this was, a piece of what they had. I mean, because that was the other direction. And we can't tell from the numbers.
Probably there could be something added to that.
Maybe, I don't know, yeah. So, yeah,
Is that where it's right here? I think probably Aaron's.
okay. I had an idea where it was located, and I thought that may have been the case. So, the corporation, then you have Warren District also, of course, not as many in Warren District. Now, there was some, for some reason, I can't remember exactly, but as you look through here, that we couldn't find in the book under the name for some reason. I don't know if we just missed it, or,
Sometimes they go from one name in 1 year. It may go from Willie Parker to Megan and whoever.
also, we're looking for William A. Willie Parker and should be looking for Megan J.
Yeah, so it could
Okay.
change names.
Hadn't even
before
thought of that.
Before that.
Sold twice within a few
Yeah.
months. Okay, all right. Or maybe sold to a family member for zero consideration, and we wouldn't look for that. Yeah, under the zero, okay. Hadn't thought of that. I knew there should be there somewhere. There was 2 or 3 of those, but, and I can't remember where they were, but as you look through the list, you'll probably run on to them, because we didn't have numbers for those necessarily.
Yeah, I asked Faith yesterday, the one lady that was here Tuesday, she's kind of a supervisor over all our sales and everything. And we're getting a lot of transfers coming through, no land but transfer. Okay, but they have sale prices on them. I wasn't going to enter those sale prices because I wasn't changing it from Willie's name to Megan's name, but she says I need to put them on there, why Debbie's saying no land book transfers. I mean, a lot of it's, now she says, but it's family. If I need my property to my kids, but I wanted to stay and not keep my lifetime rights in it, then she says we're not to transfer it to the new name.
She being,
Debbie. Well,
okay, county clerk.
whether that's a law, I don't know. But then then we got people coming in and saying, well, I transferred this to so-and-so, why is the tax ticket still in my name? But we say, go back and see the clerk. But now she says, if anybody keeps lifetime rights in it, she doesn't know they can transfer.
So you transfer it to the purchasers?
We leave it in the same name it is, because no land transfer means to me that you do not want to change the name on the books.
So basically, all you're doing is you're transferring it into the same name, but just showing the sales price.
Can't,
That's
like
all you're
Donnie
doing.
Tenney's there
Well,
with
that's
his
what
property, but he's got a sale price out here, you know? And some of them are coming through with sale prices.
Right.
And if evidently now, if I don't enter those, then I'm gonna fail for not putting code. They check to see if we enter all the sales.
We'll have to follow up with, I don't know, I don't know why that would be in some of those situations, like, don't know. Or off the top of my head, I can't think.
But a lot of times, I mean, a lot of times people just want to get out of their name in case they have illness, and hopefully, you know, that government won't come back and take their home someday.
That's exactly why I did mine.
Yeah.
Well, that's how my dad did his.
My son.
Yeah, my dad transferred his, everything's in it.
But then is it
Spouse's
in the spouse's name, or is it still in his name also?
No, everything's out of his.
Well, on the land books. Do you
Yeah.
know how it came to us?
I have no idea.
Well, but now,
I did.
I know that's what happened to me. My mother sold her property but maintained lifetime rights. And then I got the tax ticket, and I talked to Sheila Adams. And I just assumed that since they bought the property, took ownership of the property, even though she's still living there, that it transferred to their name, but it didn't. So in the meantime, my mother moved out in the nursing home. So what we're gonna do is have a correction deed. Then, I mean, that's what across the street suggested, do a correction deed. And then I guess that'll go through the formal process and come to you, showing that that property was sold to them. It's a complicated situation. To me, it seemed like the simplest way is that if I sell a house to Donnie, but I keep lifetime rights, it's Donnie's property. I just get to live there till I die or move out. So it's really Donnie's property. Because although I can also see the same thing. If I'm going to live there, I'm probably going to pay the insurance, and the way it was in that case, we would be responsible for any repairs. We'd be responsible to pay the insurance. So you can see it going both ways, but it's a pretty complicated situation. And what happens if people don't come back and when they move out? I guess what happens is when the tax ticket goes, that's the thing that signifies to people, I better get something
And we do a lot of
changed.
correction deeds to correct that.
Yeah. So,
And most people do it because they want to keep their homes.
right, yeah.
They still have lifetime rights and still change it to the other name and have their lifetime rights, and they still qualify for the homestead. They don't disqualify them.
Right, yeah.
Does if you do it like my dad.
Well, yeah.
Because he didn't keep lifetime
Yeah.
rights, he just, yeah. So we have the Warren Corporation, that's the numbers we have right now. If there's certain ones that we should not look at, we can look there. The other list you have is just a list of property owned by Dave Shepard, and we're looking at use and classifications, and we have others that we may need to look out there as classifications, or question, not to look at, but maybe question classification, class 2 versus 3 or 4, and how that is arrived at. this is just one example. There's others that we may need to
Oh,
take a look at.
We send out letters and then we don't respond or whatever, and then we come back to you all with a class change.
Yeah, I know we get some of those through on exonerations and refunds. Is some of the others we may be looking at is the ones that don't come through on exonerations or refunds that are in class 2, and whether they should be in class 2 or should be in class 3 or 4 based on the owner occupied requirement. And that's, you know, some of the issue there that, you know, are we looking at classification correctly?
And right here, this very first one, whenever they were in and done their assessment, I asked them where they lived, and they said they live right here on Main Street. So if anybody else can prove them, I mean, they looked me in the eye and said that, so. So where do they live? Can any of you all tell me where they live?
I have no idea. I don't know don't know what's on the other properties. That may be some things we need to take a look at is, you know, what's on the other properties, who lives on the other properties, you know, why are they class 2 or 3 or not class 2 or 3 or whatever the situation may be. But, you know.
I thought we would review these, the board review. I called and talked to them whenever we went through all of that.
Well, how does that work as far as if you own separate pieces of property? Then normally, what's the classification of that?
Depending on what you're doing.
Well, I mean, so it depends on the use of it. Is that what you're saying? So what would be the different uses that would change the classification?
Well, you have your owner occupied, you have a camp, you have a farm, you have a business.
So if you have, okay, let's say you have, okay, just 2 examples. Let's say that you have, that you go out and buy 5 pieces of property, and they, you know, doesn't matter what the acreage is, and say part of them is just wooded. Now, would it matter, the classification matter if you did, what's it called, the timberland improvement? Would that change the classification from a 3 to 2?
Now, if you had a house there and you lived on the property and you do managed timber, you get class 2 on the managed timber. You can get class 2 or you can get class 3 in managed timber.
Okay, so what if it's just a vacant piece of property and has timber? What would it be?
Well, they can sign up for managed timber with the state,
Right.
do the managed timber program, or if it's just a piece of woodland, I call it woodland, not managed timber in our terms. If it's just a tract of trees out there, and you do absolutely nothing with it, then it should be class 3.
But if you do the managed timberland, then they give you the break because you're managing the timber, is that correct?
Correct.
And it's class 2.
No, you got to have a house there and live on it.
Oh, okay. So what if you had a house there and somebody else lived there?
Well, you know, if you're renting the house, then it's all class 3.
But as far as in other words, the critical aspect is it has a house on it. Is that what
Well,
you're
for
saying?
class 2 or class 3,
Right.
under managed timber.
If it's just a vacant piece of property, it's going to be class 3. If it's vacant.
Unless it joins you.
Right. I'm talking about if it doesn't join you, if it's separate.
But you gotta look at all the
Yeah.
different aspects of it. You just don't have one clear picture of how everything is.
Okay.
The key for class 2 or class 3 is owner occupied pretty much is class 2, of course. Then for a camp that you do not rent out, you know, it's a camp situation. Otherwise, most of the time, all the time, should be class 3. I mean, am I correct in that understanding? In my feeble little mind.
Unless you get,
A farm comes in there, you don't even have to file for farm use to get class 2. If you farm it, but you don't meet the qualifications of a farm, you still can have class 2. Same way with a company. a company can farm, have somebody running cattle out there and cutting hay, they can get class 2, but because it may not be the primary business of that company, they cannot sign up for farm use. So like Mike Ross Incorporated, okay, he cannot sign up for farm use because his primary business is oil and gas, not farming. But he does have property out here that there's different other farmers that run cattle on his property and they cut hay, so he can have class 2.
Now, on that situation there, that would be vacant property that they're running cattle on or whatever. What if there's a home that he's renting on there, whether he's collecting?
Then we do a county court split,
Okay.
or unless it's a tenant.
Right, yeah, tenant.
Tenant can you get class 2.
Yeah. But if someone's living there and if they're not a tenant, you know, then whether it's collecting rent or not, it should be a court split with class 2.
If they're not working on the farm.
Right, if they're not working on the farm, yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, we're supposed to be up to comm center at 10:30, so, just look through those and,
I make a motion we recess. Motion to recess.
well, before we do that, we probably need to make a motion to approve this first item, because I was informed that we didn't act on this first item of the request to,
Courthouse Plaza.
the courthouse plaza, so, before we recess, do we have a motion that we approve the use of the courthouse plaza as requested?
So moved.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.